What's up, everybody? I just want to do a part two to me visiting a different religion service. I ended up going to a Jewish Shabbat service, which was pretty cool. I took my sister with me, which was awesome. And when we got there, everybody was super welcoming and friendly, which was pretty encouraging because I was super nervous to go. We walked up in there and we were just looking around the temple and stuff, and somebody guided us and directed us to where they do their service. The service was pretty cool. Some of my thoughts while I was in there was one of them was how it was crazy that they're worshiping God and they believe in the Old Testament. We read Psalms 23 and they talked about Moses and David while we were in there, and they talked about the law and they read the Torah. And I was just thinking, they worship and they're praying to God and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's just interesting because I don't know if it's two things. I don't know if it's ignorance, like they've never been shared the gospel before. And I don't know if it's because they blatantly deny the gospel. And they have heard it before. I believe some of them have heard it before, 100%. I met one lady whose daughter was there, and she wasn't Jewish at all. And she was Methodist. She was just there attending with her family. And it was interesting having that perspective. I would have to talk to each person to know whether or not it's either out of ignorance or it's been shared with them and they openly deny it. In my class, we have this segment in the book that we're reading through. It's called So You Meet a whatever religion it is. And so in the segment, So You Meet a Jew, one of the things that I'm trying to remember and think about is you cannot look at people who practice Judaism and claim to be Jewish. You cannot look at them as a deficient Christian. It's disrespectful to them and the religion they practice. But also it takes away from you being able to show them the gospel. And then it also talked about how to share the gospel with them. And it says to, one, be respectful of what they believe in, be respectful of kosher, don't offer them stuff that's not kosher and things like that. Be respectful of the Sabbath because they very much keep the Sabbath holy and practice it very strictly. That's kind of what Shabbat's about. It's receive a blessing before the Sabbath comes, which I don't know all that stuff perfectly, so I'm sorry if I mistakenly misrepresented that. But trying to collect my thought here. It's basically saying don't be disrespectful to what they believe in, and use the Torah to justify Christ. Basically, position Christ as the answer. Do not throw Christ on them, but guide them to Christ through what they already know, what they already practice and believe. Which doing that would probably take some practice on my part, but it was pretty cool. The book we're reading is pretty cool. Just to reiterate, be respectful of what they already believe, and then use what they already believe to justify Christ. Is what it was teaching. So I had a good time. All in all, I encourage everybody to go to a Jewish Shabbat service if you have the opportunity. It'll definitely give you a greater appreciation for what they believe in and how devout they are in their faith. And then also, it'll just give you a different perspective on that people group as a whole, as they were super welcoming and loving, invited me to every Friday service, which, by the way, if you didn't know, Shabbat is usually every Friday. At this temple, it was at 6:30. So, that's all I got. That was my part two. See y'all later.